well, my neighbors are probably bored out of their mind in this quarantine. They have been watching movies nonstop, and it sounds like they have a pretty sweet setup because their subwoofers are like right against my wall. So if you can hear that, sorry. Hi, I'm Olivia, and this is a video about how and why I test spiritual products. Mystic Dylan and Jessica have come together and made Three Crows Crossroads, which is their own little spiritual brand. They gifted me so kindly with a few of their products that I could try out. Yeah, so I thought it'd be a good idea to make a video about how I test spiritual products. Duh. Why do you test spiritual products in the first place? You should be testing products that you get anyway. It's kind of like if you're trying a new kitchen cleaner, then you probably want to make sure that the brand stands up to your ethics, such as, are they all natural products, or do you not really care if there's a little bit of chemicals? How well the product actually works for you, and how well the product works for you. You know, basically, you want to test your products whether they're spiritual or not anyway. How I test my products is kind of a variation, because when it comes to spiritual products, it's unlike cleaning products where you can't just, spritz on a dirty surface and wipe it away and be like, oh yeah, that works. You actually have to really pay attention. So the biggest part first is comparing and contrasting. So in order to compare and contrast, you have to be able to have a few of the same spells that you've already cast or rituals or whatever under your belt, so you kind of know what to expect. So I have done some road opener spells before. I've done a few of them in the past, so I kind of know the outcome. I kind of know like what that means for me. But I recently also purchased from Inexplicable Things the road opener fixed candle. So that is going to be compared and contrast to the previous road opener spells that I had already casted. So this is going to be compared to the previous road opener spells that I have already cast. So again, this is why it's so important that you document all of your spells, all of your manifestations, because once those are documented and you start looking at products, if you're able to support any of your local witchy people or online or whatever, then you can tell which ones are more potent, which ones don't stand up to your standards, etc. So I will literally make kind of like a Venn diagram, or like a list of when I did my spell myself and all of the outcomes and what I used and whatever on that end, and then when I did the spell with the product. What changed, what was better, what was worse on both sides. From that, it will depend on if I keep buying that particular product from that seller, or if I decide to stick with my own ways, or if I decide to branch out and look for other sellers. Another thing is the product quality and the quality of the ingredients. So of course, I personally don't like paraffin, where that's not a deal breaker for me, but I will go out of my way to look for soy, coconut, or beeswax candles. Whereas some other people may not really care if it's paraffin because maybe they don't really cast candle spells all the time, whereas I do. I don't want to be burning paraffin all the time in my house. I want to make sure that I'm not constantly releasing all of those chemicals, because if I do burn paraffin candles, I will always have windows open, doors open, and if it's cold or if it's hot or like windy or loud or whatever, I just don't want to have the doors and windows open, so that's a big problem for me. It just depends on the person. Three Crows Crossroads is a New Orleans voodoo and hoodoo based brand. So all of it is very much New Orleans folk magic. And so this one, they gave me the Mama Brigitte Crossroads kit, is because she very much links with me. She is linked with Saint Bridget, who is of Ireland, and she is actually one of the, I could give you a whole thing, but basically once the Irish and the Haitians were enslaved and oppressed at the same time in New Orleans, they kind of merged those two together, and Mama Brigitte is just like, yeah, reaches out to me a lot, it seems. So they gifted me with this. It's a little spell kit. It's got some herbs in here, and then I've got a little bit of black salt. And then apparently, I've had this kit for over a month for sure. Apparently, there weren't just supposed to be pepper flakes in here, there was supposed to be rum, but all the rum is gone, to quote Jack Sparrow. There was no leakage, there's no sign of any leaks. So I don't know if it had a little bit of a crack and it just all evaporated, or if Mama Brigitte was like, I'm not waiting for you to set this out for me, I'm gonna drink this now. I don't know. And then it comes with a red candle and some Spanish moss and a little thing that you can recite. So instead of petitioning Mama Brigitte, I am actually just going to put this on her altar that I have for her. Well, she's on my ancestor altar. Them Irish roots, you know? I'm just gonna set this on my ancestor altar for her. I will probably be using this coffin box later for a separate spell. So out of all the products that they gifted me, I only ended up using 2 so far. And the reason for that is because they gave me so many wonderful products that I didn't want to just like blow through all of them and not actually take the time to really be able to use them. And if you use a product from brand A and it sucks, you're probably just going to assume that the rest of the products from brand A also suck, right? So if I have a good experience, such as with Inexplicable Things, I buy their candles all the time. I buy their oils all the time. I like them as people, as a business. So I will continue to buy their products because I have always gotten very good results from them. Whereas there are other brands that I have bought from different stores or things like that that just really didn't work for me. So I have not continued to buy from that specific brand. I will not buy candles from that brand. I will not buy oils from that brand because they have not gotten me the manifestations or the results that I wanted. So I only used 2, and those 2 were the Cleanse Yourself bath salts. I like this a lot because it has jasmine in it. It's got pink salt, sea salt. It looks like there's mugwort and some rosemary in there as well. So yeah, it smells really good, and it did really well for not only cleansing, but almost like it had a feminine energy to it. So it was kind of like relaxing and calming and nurturing as well for a spiritually cleansing bath. And they also sent me a money drawing soap. I have used this already. These are already charged, at least I'm assuming, because it's already supposed to be money drawing, but I will also charge this as well on top of whatever that they've charged to draw money towards me. And I have taken notes after I've started using this, and it's just funny because then I'll start looking at my bank statements and, oh, that's an extra $10 for whatever, or somebody, tipped me for taking photos of them just because, or like little things like that money does start to kind of just like gravitate towards me. Now granted, this isn't getting me like rich, but it is drawing money towards me much easier than I feel like it usually does. So this has been working for me so far, so thank you. They also sent me it's called Voodoo Dreams, and this is a soy-based candle. So this candle looks like it's got myrrh, and I refuse to burn it because it has lavender in it, but it looks pretty, so that's good. This is probably going to be a gift. I don't know why I did that. I know. I don't know why I did that. And the last thing that they sent me was this love candle. It's so cute. Their logo is really cute as well, but it also is dressed. This will probably go on my beauty altar, and I'm just going to burn it whenever I'm getting ready, whenever I'm putting on my jewelry, or whenever I am charging my jewelry. I think that's a really good thing to put on my beauty altar, or I can put it on my personal altar. I have a lot of altars. So this one would probably be good for personal altar as well. So far, I've gotten pretty good results from the Cleanse Yourself bath salts as well as the money drawing soap. I have not used the other ones, but I'm not complaining. I think the only thing that I would say as like constructive criticism, there's no information about the herbs that are involved in this kit. Like there's not even like the names of what herbs that you get. And I think that's the only thing that I might say would be helpful to add. I mean, maybe you can also add what the herbs are for and what to enchant them for, but if you know what the herbs are, then you can Google search them and figure out what the correspondences are and like connect the dots, So I don't think that is a huge deal to add. At least adding the names of which herb is which, like even written on the packet or like stapled or something like that, I think would be really helpful. But other than that, I've enjoyed these products. So they gave me a discount code, of course, for you because, Dylan and Jessica are my friends. Their link to their Etsy shop is down below. It is a 20% discount, and the code is Wonderlust. I don't believe that it's caps sensitive. That is what they told me, that it's not cap sensitive, but We will find out. Yeah, so thank you so much for giving me these products to try out. I'm really excited to use this love candle on one of my altars. Testing spiritual products is an important way to go about things. Also, to know the difference between like a regular spell candle. This is not dressed. It has no oils on it. I got it at a Botanica, but it's not charged for anything. It is just a lump of wax. That's all this is until I do something to it. Whereas if you purchase a fixed candle, somebody has already charged the candle, has already put oils on it, has already put herbs and little trinkets such as that. That is so cute on this candle. So you can see that there's herbs and such on here. So that's the difference. Kind of had somebody do a bit of the work already. Whereas if I purchase something like this, I'm starting from the bottom, if that makes sense. So keep that in mind. And like I said, make sure to take notes on whatever you're testing. So if I am starting with this is all me, right? So I'm doing a spell for power or whatever, and say I've done like 3 or 4 of these and the manifestations have been okay. Maybe they're not exactly what I want and they're okay. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll get a fixed candle from somebody else who has practiced longer than I. So I go out and purchase this fixed candle. Then, because I've already documented all my other spells that I've already done with this one, that is when this comes in. And I can look back and contrast and compare to see what the differences were when I did the spell on my own as compared to when I purchased an actual spiritually charged and dressed and whatever candle product, oil, whatever. If the only thing that I changed in my spell was the product that I was using, and I used the same prayer, I used the same ritual, I used the same everything else, then I know that this was the little boost. However, if it goes bad, then I know this was the bad egg. Another thing when you're testing spiritual products is how does it feel when it arrives? I like getting inexplicable things in the mail because I get like excited and it feels really good, and like it's just the energy around the items. Whereas I have purchased items that I open and I'm like, maybe it was the practitioner that just was having a bad day. Maybe it was the store. Maybe it was the person who handled it. I don't know. But there have been times with that. I was actually talking with Ravenflower on YouTube, and she was saying that she had actually purchased items where she wouldn't even bring it into the house. She left it out on the porch and was like, no. So, all of those things matter. Trust your gut. You will find that some products work better and some products work less. That really just depends. There are so many variables that go into it. So, thanks again, Three Crows Crossroads, for allowing me to try out all of these different and fun items. I'm sure that Mama Brigitte will love these offerings, and I really want to burn this candle. You know what? I'm gonna burn it like from the other side of the room with a window open because it's cute. I like the purple a lot. I bet this would look really good on my ancestor altar too because they really like purple. So maybe I'll do that and just like stay away from it. So yeah, this is the end of this video. I hope this has been informational for you. I hope this leaves you with some ideas of what you can do if you've just purchased some fixed candles or oils or whatnot. But yeah, it's kind of fun to test and to try out new things such as this, just because it's kind of like, I've always liked science, and I've always liked science class, where you like have a little hypothesis. And was that just me? Okay. Anyway, yeah, but that's all for this video. Let me know what products that you have tested and seen some miraculous results. Maybe you have tested products that you have seen awful results. Leave a like for this video if you enjoyed it. It does support me, and it's the easiest way to support me. If you want to keep up with my videos, YouTube is pretty bad at telling you when I do upload, so hit the notification bell. We have a community that's super welcoming, whether you are witchy or not, and there are 2 Discord links down below if you want to pop in there and say hi. As always, thank you so much for watching. Best of luck, be kind to each other, and may your gods treat you as you've treated others. Bye.